Hey everybody, it's Lala. I'm here to talk to you guys about this week's True Blood. This will be season 7, episode 5. Lost Cause is the title. And let's see. I think that my little note that I mentioned on my last video may have been addressed in this episode, but I'll get to that because that's like all the way at the end. Let me see. We start out with the aftermath at Fantasia. Ginger's there, and she's helping them clean up and everything. And Eric and Pam are talking about finding Sarah Newland. Willa, if you guys remember, Willa was the governor's daughter. Sarah Newland was married to the governor. And so that was her stepmom, basically. And Eric wanted to know, like, that was basically a stepmom. What information do you have on her so we can go find her? So Willa basically said, look, like, if I'll tell you what I know if you let me go. You know, so he had to release her. He agreed. He admitted that he was a horrible maker because, you know, she's all angsty and angry and stuff and pissed at him. He admitted that he was wrong, you know, but he was still proud of her. And he released her. It looked a little painful. I just wonder what all of that even feels like or is supposed to feel like. But so she told him that Sarah has a sister named Amber Mills who's a vampire. Surprise, surprise, because you know Sarah kept on telling everybody that her sister was taken by vampires, but she never admitted that her sister was a vampire. So Willa told them where the sister was, where they could find her, because Sarah may be trying to reach out to her. Then Ginger kind of overhears that they're going on a trip, and she's like, I know this is the last time I'm going to see you. It was kind of funny. She kind of gave this speech about the fact that she's been his sex slave for all of these years, but she never got to have sex with him, which just makes her a slave. And she was just like, either I could come with you or you gonna fuck me, basically. And at the end of the day, it was funny when he was like, Ginger, I'm diseased. And she was like, so the fuck am I? That's so nasty. So needless to say, Eric ain't hit that. He just kind of left, and we got to hear the Ginger scream while she was freaking out and jumping on top of the coffin while they were loading up. So we got a little bit of that Ginger back. And then we go to Sookie's house, and she's just kind of getting in and kind of realizing what things are, and that the house is empty, and Alcide's not there anymore. He's gone, and you know she's really sad. And you know how it, I don't know, anybody who's lost somebody close to them, just that feeling when it's still not real, you know, and you got to keep telling yourself that it's real, and it's not something that you really want to tell yourself, but it is what it is. So Lafayette and James show up, and let me think. He put Sookie to bed, told her, you know, he'll be there when she wakes up. And she went on to sleep because I know she was tired after the past 3 days that they had or whatever, or 2 days. Was it 2 days or 3 days? I don't know. Anyway, it was a short period of time, and a whole lot happened. So let's see. She went to sleep. It looked like she slept for like a whole day. My phone is going off, and when she woke up, she hears noise, and she looks outside, and it's Jackson, her beau, Alcide's dad, loading up his truck. So she goes downstairs, and it's all his food and these candles lit and everything. It's a whole party going on. And she's like, what's going on? Like, I ain't that hungry, damn. And they basically tell her that, you know, you shouldn't be alone at a time like this. So we invited the whole town, well, everybody that ain't dead, to come over to your house with some top shelf liquor. And nobody's allowed to say, I'm sorry for your loss. Sookie wasn't really feeling that. And I don't blame her. Like, I just lost my boyfriend, and even though I wasn't all that in love with him, like I just lost my boyfriend, and I don't really feel like entertaining a lot of people. But you know, they told her this is what Tara would want, this is what Alcee would want. Just come on, you know, be a sport, and let's just kind of celebrate life. And let me think. So she agreed. Bill shows up right on time with flowers because he didn't have any alcohol. I'm sure vampires drink. I don't know. Maybe it was something that was touched on in past seasons, but he didn't have any alcohol, so he brought flowers. And they had a little, you know, conversation or whatever, and she decided, let me go and get myself together for this party since everybody's showing up. What else happened? Then we flash to, I'm like watching and talking to you guys at the same time because I don't remember everything, and I didn't really feel like sitting through the whole show before doing a video. Just to let you know why I'm looking up and stuff like that. So we go to Eric and Pam, and they've gone to Dallas, I believe, to see Amber, Sarah Newland's sister, and get some information from her on Sarah. Amber has Hep V. She looks like she's pretty far along, and she hates her sister. Apparently Sarah was paying Amber off to stay in hiding, so nobody knew where she was and what she was, mainly. And you know, she fell in love with a vampire when she got out of school or whatever, and when he turned her, and you know, she was pretty much like the black sheep of the family. Honey, I know about that. Hence Lala Black Sheep. Okay. So anyway, they talked to her. She told them that Sarah did reach out to her, and she told her to go fuck herself or something like that. So that her next stop would be her parents, and they're having some big gala, some Republican Party gala at George Bush's library or something. So that's where they're gonna be. So Pam and Eric was like, okay, you know, dress up time. We're gonna go and check this out and see if we can find the parents, get some information. Then let's see. They go back and forth. Amber and Pam don't like each other. Then they kind of like each other. Amber is really, she's a little spitfire or whatever. Once she found out that they were going to kill Sarah, she was in. Now we get to Letty Mae. She's trying to go to this party that is at Sookie's house. And the Reverend ain't having it because you don't send a crackhead to a party at a crack house. That's just not what you do. Everybody gonna be drinking. The invitation specifically said bring all the liquor you have. She's a recovering alcoholic. She's also a recovering viaholic. So vampires are gonna be there. So everything that she's addicted to is gonna be at this party, and the Reverend is like, I don't think it's a good idea for you to go. So she gets the bright idea to dump Benadryl in his spaghetti sauce that he made for her and knock him out. Addiction is a terrible, terrible thing. Okay? It just, your morals are just shot to shit when you're addicted to something. So, I'm not here for Letty Mae, so I really don't give a fuck. Bill is having a bunch of flashbacks about his old family and the war, you know, between the North and the South. I'm not really good on history. Don't knock me. I was always cutting class so I could go sing, so don't knock me. But he was in the South. His friend wanted to fight. Everybody wanted to fight. He realized that it was a lost cause. They were outnumbered and out-weaponed and outsmarted and everything, so he didn't want to do it. But so he was kind of ostracized for not being a part of their whole uprising against the North or whatever. And He just wasn't very popular. There was a point where he and his family were trying to escape and go find a safe house, because of course they were making everybody enlist and making everybody support the war. And the guy that was helping him, who happened to be black, he got killed by Bill's so-called friend back then. And it just kind of showed, I guess it was showing his cowardice, Bill's cowardice, or maybe Bill not wanting to fight. I'm not entirely sure what the point of his flashbacks are, honestly, and they're boring to me. So I don't know what exactly they're trying to build up or what they're trying to tell us. I don't know. So I guess we'll see. So everybody's at the party. Everybody's drinking and having a good time for some odd reason. I guess alcohol can do that to you. Can help you say fuck it. So, I told you Letty Mae drugged the Reverend so she can go to the party. Violet, no one's supposed to say I'm sorry for your loss. That was one of Lala's rules about coming to the party. You cannot tell Sookie that you're sorry for her loss. And the first thing Violet does is says, I'm so sorry for your loss, and I lost hundreds of boyfriends, and the first ones were always painful or whatever. Just doing her little why are you speaking thing that she does. Everybody got together to kind of give a toast to Alcide and Tara, and it was heartfelt. Jackson basically said that Alcide didn't like the fight unless it was for something that he believed in, and he felt that Sookie was worth fighting for, which I'm sure really tears her up inside, knowing that she didn't really love him as much as he loved her, and now he's dead because of you. Good job, Sookie. Letty Mae shows up. Lala tries to get her out of there, but Sookie asks her to say something about Tara. Is it Letty, the way she looks and when she talks, it's always like it's hard to breathe, and she just makes that face, and my Tara, like she's about to stroke out or something. I don't know. It's just painful to watch her on the screen. Her neck be all tight and her face be all and I just don't. I'm not here for it. I'm not. I can't stand those. Every time she's on screen, she's talking about Tara right now when I'm watching, and she wants to toast with a non-alcoholic drink. Okay, because she's recovering. She is not an alkie anymore. So what happens after that? Let's see. Jessica is doing her I'm such a horrible person, I'm feeling sorry for myself thing. Andy catches her outside and basically tells her, like, do you realize that the fact that you're punishing yourself keeps the pain alive for me? Get your shit together, get over it. And while you're doing that, can you help me find a ring? Because I want to propose to Holly. So everybody, she goes to Jason and the Sookie and asks for their grand's ring for Andy to give to Holly. And if there's any better time than now, when everybody's partying and everybody done almost died and a bunch of people did die, the time would be now to propose. Which I kind of thought it was cute, the whole thing, the way Jason was telling Adeline and Wade, if y'all fucking, y'all need to stop now. That was funny. So he proposed to her. He kind of, stuttered through his thing, and it was really, really sweet. She said yes before he got to ask the question, so that was funny. The DJ chick at the party, she's a cute little chunky face thing. Okay. So he proposes to Holly, and she says yes. Do you think Holly's pretty? She's not funny looking with the, I don't know. I like her though, so it doesn't matter. Okay. So James is all in the spirit of loving, and he's trying to, leave with Jessica, and Jessica's like, get the fuck out of my face, you annoy me. Love you. Bye. And kind of walks away from him. And Suki is starting to get a little choked up by everything, so Arlene grabs her and takes her upstairs. They talk about how, she feels about losing Alcide, and Arlene tells her how she felt about losing Terry, and they kind of have a moment. Jackson, Alcide's dad, he kind of eavesdrops on them and hears, that Alcide meant something to Suki. So that was good for him to hear. And not the part about her not loving him as much as he loved her. It's good to hear that she's hurting. But if anybody can talk to Suki right now, it's Arlene. So that was a good little moment. And doesn't Arlene look like amazing now? I mean, they really zhuzhed her up or whatever after being stuck in that dungeon all that time. She's just glowing, honey, and her hair just gives me life all the time. So James is out on a porch talking to Lala about how Jessica's an asshole. And Lala's just like, I just don't get it. James says that she does just enough to kind of keep him hooked. She gives him just enough love and everything to keep him hooked. And Lala asks him about the guy, his best friend, who he was beaten almost to death over, and whether they were, sexually involved. He says yes. Lala's like, cool. So I'm reading this right. He goes in for the kill. They have a little kiss. Kiss seemed a little awkward looking to me. I mean, it seemed like the kiss between Jason and Eric seemed more natural than between Lala and James. And Lala is supposed to be the gay dude. So that was weird. Then we go back to Dallas, where Eric and Pam are dressing up like Republicans, and Pam looks like some kind of scary pageant mom on speed with all of the sparkle and glitter and everything everywhere. And I'm a Republican. That was cute. And Eric winds up with this like super southern suit with the bolo tie and the cowboy hat, but while he's changing, Pam finds out that he's in stage 2 of the hepatitis V virus, and that's a little sad to see that he's, he kind of tells her like, I'm dying, you're gonna have to deal with that, and it was kind of a sad moment. Let's see, she has to cover up his veins so they don't show. Keith, the guy who saved Arlene's life, is actually checking Arlene out. So you would think she drank his blood, she should be lusting after him, but he's lusting after her. Somebody walk up to me and say that I'm the most beautiful woman that they've ever seen in the past 300 years. I'm going to wonder about the 300 years part, but I got to admit I will be flattered. Okay? And if he looks like Keith, well, if he's cute like Keith, but not look like Keith, because Keith has got kind of a, I don't know, kind of a vibe. I don't really, hair too spiky, eyes too light, something like that. Anyway, so Arlene said something really cute, because it was like a little awkward moment when he was like, I'll see her in her dreams or whatever, getting his little vampire flirt on. And she was like, I gotta go tankle, because you see I'm human. And it just kind of walks away. Arlene is funny. I like Arlene. She's sweet and she's funny, and I love her, and I would have been kind of pissed if she was killed. Jessica is now looking for James. Q, James, and Lala. She goes out. She finds them having sex in Jessica and James's car, in their SUV or whatever. Was I the only one that was surprised that Lala was on top? Was it just me? I kind of thought he would be a bottom. But I guess, I don't know. Maybe that's like rude or discriminating or something like that. I don't know. We all have a past, so I'm not against gay people or anything. Trust me. But I really thought Lala would be a bottom. I was surprised. And James is kind of more manly. I mean, I guess you can't judge a book by its cover. Okay, lesson learned. I got it. So Jessica catches them and she flips out. She's all angry and embarrassed and stuff. She makes Jason resend his invitation to the house so he can't stand there and talk to her. And tonight, I loved tonight because it was filled with Lafayette. Okay, he was everywhere, and that just made my whole night. I'm saying tonight like it's the actual night. The episode on Sunday, okay, was filled with Lala, and I loved it. So he's trying to explain to Jessica. Jessica's like, "Don't talk to me." She screams it to everybody. If it's embarrassing and you're upset, the last thing I would do is announce it to a house full of people at a party. But I guess she was caught up in the moment. You know what I'm saying? So she tells everybody that they were in the car boinking each other. And it was kind of funny. Lala tries to kind of, talk to James, but James just wants to be by himself. I get it. And Violet allows Jason to go up and console Jessica. Now, while Jason is up there trying to console Jessica, Lala comes up to say something to Jessica. And she was kind of going back and forth or whatever. They did the little fuck you thing. But I got my whole entire life when he came back in that room and handed her whole white red-headed ass, okay, with that whole, where was he from before he was turned, how was he turned, who turned him, what happened to him for him to get turned, you don't know, I know, bitch, you don't know him, I do, you don't love him, I do, I deserve happiness, that whole thing. So take that I was here for it. Because that's what you do, okay, when you read the hell out of somebody. You got to get the whole thing, and Lala has all of that, yes. Okay, anyway, just ignore that last part. But I was just watching it again, and I just loved his little speech. Yeah, yes, you caught me screwing your man, and on top of that, I'm going to come and make you feel bad about yourself, okay? So tonight is just shit on Jessica night. But you know what? She's too self-involved anyway. I like Jessica and everything, but she be spending too much time thinking about herself and everything else while the world is spinning around her, and that shit is annoying. Either way, Jason and Jessica wind up fucking because, they were meant to be together anyway. I feel like True Blood is like rushing along the relationships, but I mean, it's only 10 episodes, so I guess that's what you have to do. But it's like, you got Sookie and Bill, okay? They're kind of rekindling things. Let's just shoot Alcide in the head. There we go. Now he's not in the way. Eric is dying. You know what I mean? So they have a moment, but then it's like Eric is going to die. And then you got Jessica and James and Lafayette, and Jessica catches Lafayette fucking James, and okay, so here enters Jason. Like, I don't know. It's like they're not even trying. And that's a little annoying. So let's see. Where else are we with it? Fast forwarding. Slave dude gets shot. He burns the map. The baby lady jumps in front of him. She's about to get shot too. Okay. Bill's outside having flashbacks. And Sookie notices him missing. They have a little moment. She's drunk as all hell. He's being a very, very sweet gentleman, but he's just going to leave because he's feeling some type of way. Sookie can hear everybody's thoughts because she's like fall down drunk right now. So she's having a hard time filtering out hearing everybody's thoughts. So she goes back in the house. She hears people, everybody loves her now. Everybody thinks she's so pretty and she's so sweet and so heroic and everything else. And then she hears Letty Mae thinking about stabbing Willa because she has to get her blood. Sookie can't find Willa fast enough. Letty Mae gets a big old knife because big old knives lay around at parties. That makes sense. They have food there. And stabs Willa. But before she could lick the knife clean, straight crackhead, Uh, Sam grabs her. The vamps is ready to go. You stabbed the vampire, bitch. You about to die. I was kind of hoping that she would get killed right then and there, because I'm over her. I am. If you're not going to show Tara again, stop showing Letty Mae. Okay? Like, just stop. So Sam kind of calms everybody down, kind of backs the vampires off of Letty Mae. Lala goes to take her out. She talk about some everybody looking at her like she crazy because she used to be alcoholic. He like, bitch, everybody looking at you like you crazy because you stabbed somebody. Let's go. He's so matter of fact. Nicole, Sam's baby mama, she kind of is caught up in the moment too. Now, she's pregnant. She can't drink. So it makes sense that she would be the person sitting around watching everybody in horror as everybody parties and everything. Like, a bunch of people didn't just die and wasn't just locked up in a dungeon and stuff. So she takes that moment to flip the fuck out on everybody. Like, what are y'all doing? This is not normal. All of this stuff happened to us. It was painful. It was scary. This is not a time to party. Y'all tried it. What the fuck am I doing here? You're sleeping with an animal. Okay? My whole thing is, once you enter into a relationship with a man that can shift into any animal that he pleases, from a fly to an elephant, and you get pregnant by said man, you can't question anybody's sanity at that point. Okay? Because don't nothing make sense. Your dude could turn into a horse. You rode your dude when he turned into a horse. Okay? So don't be questioning the people in Bon Temps about what's wrong with them because they having a party right now. The whole town is fucked up. It just is what it is. Okay? Either you get in or you get the fuck out. Now, Jason and Jessica finally have their moment. You know, he tells her that he was happy to give Andy Grant's ring because he was afraid that he would wind up giving it to Violet, and she's not really the type of person that he wants to spend the rest of his life with. Like, she's crazy, she's off, which I get, and that's very, very, you know, that's a very intelligent thing for Jason to say. And of course, you know, Jessica's vulnerable and she still loves Jason anyway, so she just sees him as like the sweetest man in the world, and they kiss and then they start getting it in. Alright, so Violet left earlier. Well, right before that, she left to go take Sam, make sure Sam and Nicole get home. Because it's still important to have the vampires with the humans. They only killed that little group that was holed up in Fantasia. We don't know where the rest of these motherfuckers is at because they're all over the country. So she took them home to be safe and everything. Then we flash back to the whole Republican Party thing with Sarah Newland's parents there. And Sarah is there. She actually catches her mom in the bathroom. Her mom is just like, are you crazy? Like, everybody looking for you. You on everybody's shit list. You gotta get out of here. Fuck did you do to your hair, by the way? And she's like, I need some help from somebody powerful. Is Laura Bush out there? That was kind of funny. While they're talking, the Yakuza shows up. Eric had just got to Sarah's dad, and he was trying to glamour him, you know, trying to get in his head and see if he saw Sarah or not. But the Yakuza showed up and started shooting everybody up, and just, because that's what you do. I mean, it's the Republican Party, so personally, I'm okay with that. But, the Yakuza dude asked the father where the daughter is. He says he don't know. He gets shot in the head. Sarah and her mom are running. I guess her mom she couldn't run in the heels, or she too old. She got a bad heart. I don't know, but she had to slow down. Sarah kept going. She like, fuck that. And they shot her mom. Mama's dead. They shot her a couple more times just to make sure. And as Sarah is running from the Yakuza, enter Eric, and she runs right into Eric. The face was just priceless. He grips her up. He's getting ready to choke her out, but then he sees the Yakuza. Okay? He got some shit to handle with them. Alright? So, he drops her, and then we get one of these awesome True Blood-esque scenes. Okay? He kills the two dudes with him. He stabs the main dude with both katanas, and then he rips his jaw off of his face. Eric is always ripping something off of somebody. Just nuts, jaw, whatever. He gets a kick out of just grab and pull. Grab and pull. That's what Eric does. He rips his jaw off. So that was awesome. And yeah. So I guess now we gotta figure out what they're gonna do with Sarah. Sookie, she's back at home. I guess everybody's left at this point because, you know, stabbing somebody is usually enough to kind of break up a party. Well, unless it's in the hood. Yeah. Anyway, I'm from the hood, by the way, so nobody take offense. I can speak on it. I'm just saying. So Sookie, she takes Arlene's advice about getting Alcide's jacket. Arlene says sometimes when nobody's around, she would take Terry's jacket and put it on her just so she could feel his arms around her again. So that's what Sookie's doing at this point of the show. She's wearing Alcide's big old manly jacket. Child, if I had that jacket, I'm telling y'all too much. Yeah, and she finally gets to kind of let it out, cry. Then we see Bill. He's taking a bath. Vampires need to be clean too. And when he gets out of the tub, he looks in the mirror and he has Hep V. Got a big old black trail of veins coming up off of his chest. Now, when I mentioned the note that I made in the last video and how they may be speaking on that now, Sookie cut her arm while she was waiting for the Hep V vamps to come out and get her because she wanted them to smell her blood because wasn't nobody coming. When the vamps showed up, they got all shot up and they splattered all over her body. Now, Bill was like, keep your mouth shut, keep your eyes closed, wash that blood off of her so she don't get infected, but she had a cut on her arm. Vampire blood heals you. So by the time all that shit was washed off, I'm pretty sure her arm was healed, but Hep V had to get into that cut. I'm thinking, and based on the previews of next episode, it's supposed to be some kind of fast growing Hep V. You know what I mean? Where he found out like the day before and now it's already spreading and shit like that. I figure Sookie's a fairy. And if she gets Hep V, it's different from a human getting Hep V and giving it to a vampire. So maybe he's got some kind of fairy Hep V strain or whatever that makes it, that evolves it or something like that, and maybe that's why it's moving faster. I don't know. He did feed off of Sookie after that whole attack because she needed him to be strong for them to go to Fantasia to fight the other vampires, the other Hep V vampires. So that's my theory. I'm thinking Sookie gave it to him, and because she's a fairy, he got a whole fucked up strain that goes a lot faster. That was the episode, people. If you notice, I'm sounding and looking a little better. I'm going to make a video, but I'm just going to share it with you guys very quickly. If you don't care what I'm about to say, go ahead and click off. It's okay. I don't mind. I was going for a really long time before because I've been struggling with something that a lot of people are affected by, and it's mental illness. Okay, I have bipolar disorder, and I was also just diagnosed with ADHD and generalized anxiety disorder. I was in a depression for a good year or more. It just kept getting worse and worse and worse to the point where I couldn't even bring myself to make videos anymore, let alone get out of the bed or do anything. I wasn't working. I was just in a bad way. And when I started working, it kind of got worse because there was a lot of demands at my job that was just crazy and a lot of crazy people. My anxiety got worse. Intergeneralized anxiety disorder. So I've been struggling with that. My family, me and my baby boys, we just moved. That's a lot of stress. I've just been kind of going through, and I'm trying different medications to try to get stabilized. And today was my first day on Vyvanse, which is an ADHD medication, and I already feel normal, better. normal better, better normal, to the point that I'm actually able to do things without using every fiber of my being to get it done. So I'm going to make a separate video to talk about everything that I've been through, all the medications that I'm trying. I'm probably just going to kind of go along with my journey, because I'm still at the beginning of it. You know, for the bipolar disorder, I take Latuda and Lamictal right now. Not too crazy about it, but it's better than the stuff I had to try right before that. So anyway, to keep from making this True Blood video something completely different, I'm going to make another video explaining about my struggles with mental illness. And that's about it. So I'm sharing it with you guys because I love you guys and I really appreciate all your support. What is it? Like, comment, subscribe, since that's what everybody says. And I'm out. Bye.